Hi Libra, and welcome to your monthly reading for February. This is a reading if your Sun, Moon, Rising and or Venus sign is in Libra. Welcome also to all the cross watchers. I'm going to lay out my Magic Soul Tarot for you today. And we're going to do the Celtic Cross for February, and we're going to see also what the Moon has to say, because I do have the Moonology Oracle cards here with me. So, Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. February, what are the energies for Libra? The Chariot, the Queen of Swords, the Five of Cups, the Eight of Swords, the Queen of Wands, Nine of Wands, Three of Swords. Then we do have the Eight of Pentacles, 10 of Swords, 10 of Wands, and the Hanged Man. The advice is the Star. Stay positive, stay optimistic for the future. At the bottom of the deck, we do have the Six of Swords. So we're going to put this card over here. I'm going to clarify a few cards later. And let's pull one more card here. In the past, we have the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is either your energy or somebody else. If this is somebody else, and there is somebody who is inspiring and motivating, somebody who says, Libra, you can do it. You're amazing. I believe in you. Or your project is amazing. Your business idea is amazing. Do it. That's the person who stands behind you and who is boosting your confidence in yourself, in your ideas, because she sees the potential and she knows it's amazing what you're gonna do. So this could be somebody, it doesn't need to be a woman, it can be a man as well, but the energy is the one of help. Now, the Queen of Wands could also be your energy. If you say, nope, there was nobody who has done that for me, then this is your energy where you felt very confident, very inspired to do something, to take action upon an idea or a project or a hobby, something that you felt inspired or excited about. And you also might have already felt motivated to do something about it. Now, we're coming into the Chariot in the month of February. So Chariot is the main energy, and it talks, obviously with the Chariot, it can talk about movement, it can talk about travel or about actually moving. So that might be an energy that you experience in February. However, looking at what we do have here, the inspiration and the motivation, I feel like the Chariot for a lot of you is also being very focused and determined. Where there is a will, there is a way, and you can achieve everything you want if you stay focused and concentrated on achieving that goal. However, connected to that situation, there is in your thoughts the Five of Cups, and the Five of Cups, it's quite interesting. If you do have placements in Virgo, you might want to watch that, because there was the same placement here in the thoughts. And with the Five of Cups, you think about some sort of challenge, emotional challenge, and I do feel this has to do with something that you have experienced before. I don't really feel, even though we have the Three of Swords here, where there is connected to the situation, emotional pain and heartache, but the Three of Swords, oh God, now hear me as a German trying to say swords and thoughts in the same sentence, it's always quite difficult, but the swords in tarot are the thoughts. They are also communication. So, but talking about the thoughts and having this in the position of your thoughts, there might be thoughts that you think that give you some sort of emotional pain or discomfort. So let's look what you're thinking about. You think about the things that didn't turn out as you wanted. If there is a project, a business, whatever you felt motivated and inspired to do and to move forward, even though you have a lot of willpower here, there is the energy of disappointment within it. And the thoughts that you're thinking about that situation, because this is your position, give you heartache. So there might be regret, sadness, grief, some sort of emotional challenge that you think about when it comes to that situation. And it's quite interesting because it's the same energy that, like I said, we just had at Virgo, in the Virgo reading, where maybe something happened in the past connected to something very similar, where you are now afraid of moving forward because you feel like, oh, but maybe it's gonna just end up the way it did in the past. And we see this here in the emotional side of things as well, which is interesting because this here, those thoughts that we see here are affecting you emotionally, affecting your heart. This is the energy of the heart, or of the emotions. So again, you feel kind of like, in a way, and that's quite interesting, you feel like, oh, I can't move, I'm trapped, or the energy of, oh, because that happened in the past, I'm afraid now to move forward, even though really there's some sort of movement, goal, determination with you wanting to move forward, but then feeling kind of like trapped, feeling like there was something that didn't turn out as expected, as hoped for. Another interesting thing is, these are your thoughts, what you think about. Again, thoughts are thoughts. So here we see the thoughts in the emotions. And that basically means the way you think makes you, has an effect on how you feel, which obviously that is the case, we all know that. But here again, we can see the thoughts that you have about the disappointment, regret, whatever happened in the past that was emotionally challenging and difficult, affect you, how you feel in February. And even though you might be very determined and headstrong and be like, okay, this is the direction I'm moving in, I'm going to take control over this situation, because that's the other thing with the Chariot. You take control over the other forces, which are horses in this case, and usually are in the tarot. No, I don't think usually. I think sometimes it's sphinxes. Anyway, however, so you take control over two horses here that are very, very powerful, but your willpower is dominating those two horses, those two forces that usually would pull you wherever they want to go. So this card at the same time is about taking control over a situation and pushing it into the direction that you want it to move into. But I do feel like there is some sort of, not necessarily a push and pull, but it's like on the one hand, you're moving really, you're taking all your strength and energy and willpower to move into the future, into this direction. On the other hand, there is the past, kind of like dragging you back, holding you back, making you feel like you don't have a choice, making you feel trapped in some shape or form, and causing you emotional discomfort. What's the challenge here? The Queen of Swords. So there is another thing with you embodying here the Three of Swords. There could be something connected to words that are hurtful. Maybe you are the person that are hurting another person with your words. That's something that, and that's connecting again here to the challenge that might be difficult, or somebody else is hurting you with their words. So that might be another thing as well, some sort of hurtful communication. And here the Queen of Swords is honest conversation, honest communication. So communication that clears up something. So either there is a very harsh, so the thing that you need to overcome might be harsh communication, or communication could be an issue in general, or the communication in order to clear something, to get clarity on something. That might be some sort of issue here as well. With everything that I see here, we do have the Star card as the advice. You are on the right path. There's hope for the future. Stay on track and be basically positive. Stay optimistic about your future. What's also quite interesting is that we do have the Six of Swords here. So the Six of Swords as the underlying energy, again, could talk about moving, traveling, or journey you're taking. But it also talks about leaving the past behind, leaving challenges, conflicts, or a destructive way of thinking or behavior behind, may that be within you or within another person. So the Six of Swords is moving into calmer waters again. And maybe this is what you want to do. with those two cards, taking control over moving into calmer waters, letting go of the difficulties of the past or the conflict of the past. That still plays a role here in some shape or form. However, you're moving into the, you can see this here on this card, you're moving more into the light, on the bright side of things. Or let's say at least you are in the transition phase of that, because with the Six of Swords, you haven't arrived yet. The Six of Swords means you are on a little boat, you left the harbor, but you are on the journey. You can see on this card, hold on a sec. On this card, you can already see the land on the other side. It's a fine, thin line. So this is where you're moving into. You see already the other side. So it's not like you just started that journey, but you are on that journey, and you're soon going to arrive if you keep the course. And another thing is here that tells me that the past plays a big role. Why? Because we have the Nine of Wands that you're moving into. The Nine of Wands are the experiences from your past. That's an energy you're going to move into. And it has maybe two slightly different meanings, because they're both connected in a way, obviously, with this card. So you're moving into an energy where the experiences from your past are coming, maybe not back, but they play a role. So you might think back onto the past experiences. You might think back onto past hurts, where you have been hurt in the past, and you might still feel a little bit wounded, a little bit raw. This card also could refer to some sort of experiences that you had, not only bad, but there were struggles. And this card tells me there were struggles, there were conflicts, there were obstacles to overcome, and you never gave up. And you are still standing. But having said that, you are also a bit tired. It's like, oh my God, it has been a journey, it has been a bit difficult, and I'm tired. All I want to do is just give up and just be on the other side, be at this calmer water, shore, future, moving into the bright side of life, or a specific area of life. This could refer to business, it could refer to love and relationship, it could refer to maybe you have that feeling about all of your life, like every part of it. But with the Nine of Wands, what it also says is something is not yet quite done. And we can see this with this card where I said, you're not quite there. And with the Nine of Wands, it's like, come on, one last push, gather your strength and push through and finish that journey, that chapter, that whatever it is. Because you're not quite done yet. And I want to go to the Ten of Wands straight away, because this is your hopes and fears. With the Ten of Wands, I do feel it's more like a fear of being overburdened, of maybe collapsing, of being like, because that's the energy that is coming towards you here. And this is already like, I'm tired, I just want to rest, I just want to recover, really. And then the 10 is like, okay, I've maybe overburdened myself, or life has overburdened me. So you might be afraid of being overburdened, of of a situation being like really stressful, or that the stress and the things that you carry, maybe not literally, but emotionally and mentally, we can see that here, that they have an effect on your body. So that might be something as well with the 10 of Wands, where you feel like, oh, I have a bit of back pain, or I have other symptoms where I really need to take care of myself now. On the other hand, if we want to look at this from a more positive perspective, especially with having said that the 9 of Wands is about one last push, gather your strength, you might hope that this situation is now coming to a completion because it's a 10, and that you are stronger now than before because you have gone through the whole cycle of experiences connected to that situation. The 8 of Pentacles in the outside influences, it could be another person, somebody else. There might be another person here who is working on something to It's about putting in work, energy, time, money in order to develop a situation. So maybe somebody here is helping you to develop something with the time, money, energy, work they put into that situation in order to make something successful. Because with the Eight of Pentacles, the next card is the 9. The 9 is the success that you have achieved, something that you have worked for, where you were persistent, loyal, you stuck with something, you've developed something, you overcame obstacles, you overcame challenges, and then you finally go to the 9 of Pentacles and you can enjoy the fruits of your hard labor. You have made something successful, a situation successful. So there might be somebody who is helping in a way to develop something further into the direction of success or achieving some sort of goal. It might also be that this connects basically to that the situation outside of you, there might be something happening in your life where you need to put in the work and the time and the energy in order to make something successful, in order to achieve a certain goal. But then again, with the 8, luckily it's the 8, things are developing outside of you because you're putting in some work, maybe somebody else as well. So development is happening outside of you, maybe slow, because the Pentacles is a slow moving energy, but it is happening. And it is happening because of persistent, patient, time, energy, work that is being put into it. Going to the Hanged Man, we do have that's where the situation is moving into. And that's the development of the situation. Let's have a little look here. We do have the new moon in Virgo, so we do have your card here. New moon means, especially since we had a Libra reading. I just referred to Virgo earlier because they had obviously the same card here. But again, maybe you want to watch the Virgo reading because you might have placements. When I say that, you might have your Sun, Moon, Rising and or Venus sign in Virgo. If this is a case for you as a Libra watching, Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, if you are a cross-watcher and you are Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, check out the Virgo reading. There's something connected to a new beginning. This says it's time to give rather than take. So the question is, what can you give to the situation? I know it's also about the give and take balance, but I feel that this card often comes to us when it's like, okay, so what can you give to the situation? Not what can you gain or get out of it. So what can you do? What can you give? What can you give in order to achieve this new beginning? The Hanged Man is the energy of gaining new insights through new perspectives. So why this can be something that takes years and ages, not saying that it's going to take years now for you to gain insights, but you might have been within that area of your life, you might have looked for insights and answers for quite a long time. Now, the Hanged Man is an energy, the insight can come instantaneously with a shift of perspective. So either you suddenly gain that insight, the answer you seek connected to your situation because you suddenly gained a new perspective, or maybe the card is telling you, hey, you need to change your perspective if you want things to move forward again or a situation to develop. Let's pull one more card for the Hanged Man. I do feel like all the other cards were like super clear, so I don't really feel like I need to clarify them, but I do want to have one more card for the Hanged Man. Can we please get another message here? Yeah, I mean, the King of Swords, right? King of Swords is also about clarity. So that's quite interesting because we have communication now here twice with the King and Queen of Swords. Maybe there's somebody who can help you. The King of Swords is somebody, it could be a judge, it could be somebody who's very knowledgeable, it could be somebody who's very good in communicating. either this is you and you need to get a new perspective on the way how you communicate, how you think, how you strategize. Like I said, it could also be somebody who is very good in strategizing. So there's either another person who might help you gaining a new perspective onto a situation in order to find solutions, strategies. This person might help you to communicate something. This person might help you to find clarity and those insights. Or if this is not another person who gives you some sort of advice, this might be your energy where there might be some sort of need to communicate something very clearly. Maybe you need a really good strategy and find a different perspective, a different approach for some sort of strategy in communicating something or approaching something here in order to make something successful, in order to achieve your goal. Because I do feel like you're moving towards something here. This is moving towards something. Here you have a goal. Here it's like, okay, one last push. This is developing something to some sort of goal. And I do feel like the king says the same thing. So yeah, you're moving towards a point in time and space here that feels very destined, like this is where you go now, and you need a good strategy, you need to be clear, you need to communicate well. And if you yourself cannot do it, then get somebody in who can do this for you and gain new perspectives and insights. All right, Libra, this is your reading for February. I hope it supports you through your month of February. If it does, then you can support me in the channel with a like, with subscribing to the channel as usual. And also, if you feel like somebody that you know who might have Libra placements could benefit from this reading, then please feel free to share. So this is your reading for February. I am looking forward to see you in your next one.